our heads. Our Father in heaven, we acknowledge your greatness and thank you for the many blessings of life, especially just now for the privilege of this fellowship and worthy purposes for which we come together week to week. As each of us pauses, make us mindful of the need for your direction in our lives. We pray your continued blessings on each of us in the Rotary gathering and nourishment for our physical bodies, of which we are about to partake, or we already did. Amen. And say a little prayer for Shorty tomorrow. He's getting his surgery. So have good thoughts. Good thoughts. He's getting.
Pay your dues.
Yeah, pay your due first. I'm just kidding. All right. So Jim has something about a flag that he wants to say. It's 30 seconds. That's all he said. 30 seconds.
I got 30 seconds. I got 2 flags. I saw it on United States Flag Company. And I thought, well, I'm going to order one of these because we've been paying $9.50 per flag. This one was $3.50. This one was $5. Okay. I got them. I loved them. And I saw the price or the manufacturer's tag on it. It says made in China. We cannot buy these. Nope, it makes me sick, but we can. It would, if we get one person to write a letter into the Facebook, whatever it used to be, the Herald, all right? It'll ruin our program, all right? We'd be down 20% in sales, and that's not good. So we can't buy these, but I thought, oh gosh, anybody want a flag?
Thank you, Jim. All right. It's not on the agenda, but I received a letter from the Rotary Club in Texas. If you remember, we sent them $1,000 last summer for when they got the major flooding. Well, the letter was again to thank us for the $1,000 donation, and also for if we needed it for tax purposes, you know. So it was timely coming in, but we don't need it because we don't make enough money. I guess that's what Sandor told me. So maybe we need to make more money. I don't know. So next up is Happy. Oh, flag. How about standing for the flag? I'm sorry. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. 4-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will build goodwill and better friendship. Will be beneficial for all concerned. All right. Thank you. You can have a seat. Happy dollars. Do I have any happy dollars?
Well, I was out at in Phoenix in Scottsdale for a convention for my work, event publisher. But I had the opportunity to go to this observatory, and it was free, and it was brought on by the Louisville Rotary of Phoenix for the 100th Rotary Centennial. My husband never even looked through an observatory, any refractory lens or any telescope or anything. And he saw Jupiter and Saturn for the first time. So I was happy because I've followed astronomy for a long time, but I was even happier to see that it was a project that the Rotary did up there for Gilbert.
Wow, so, nice. They paid for it?
They paid for everything. Yeah, they made the whole thing. And then they have the Gilbert Astronomy Club do, the nightly things for the astronomy, for the viewing.
That's a cool idea. Okay, Rob.
So we are now streaming all the city council meetings for the city of Louisville. It'll be on Spotlight, as well as we've created a YouTube account for the city, so you'll be able to check those out. But a couple cool things last night that we had happen. The concession stand was delivered in it is being put in place as we speak, to be able to have concessions for the new baseball fields that they just built over by the library. I'm sure it's.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting to watch, yeah.
And the other thing is, over at Unhitched, they approved the new patio that's gonna be out by the end of it, Unhitched and Middle. And I didn't get to see the total plan, but it's supposed to use that concrete area and everything all the way, and it'll be a huge, like, patio with fire pits and stuff, and so it'd be kind of nice for, like, the events downtown and stuff, and so I thought that was kind of cool, kind of tying in with what we do with Second Fridays, so it'd be a nice area for that downtown.
Good.
So,
All right. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. All right, do we have a song today?
Here we go.
Wait a minute, you still gotta have.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry, Shorty.
While you guys are praying for me tomorrow, I want to pray for our country, but it is a mess. I think you all know that. We need some good leaders.
Amen.
I know. What did you say? Could you repeat that?
Pray for our country.
Oh, country.
Our country's a mess.
I didn't hear what we were praying for. That's what I. Yep. Song. We have a song.
All right, everybody, this song, I hope you know the words. Follow along. This is in honor of Cliff and Kid Watch. Yeah. There's about 11 verses, but we're just going to do 3, okay? So we'll do the wheels go round and round. The driver says move on back, and the horn goes beep, beep, beep. All right, on 4, the wheels on the bus. 2, 3, 4. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The driver on the bus says, get on back, get on back, get on back. The driver on the bus says, get on back. All through the town, we're gonna beat the horn. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 all through the town.
Thank you. I don't know where he comes up with these songs sometimes. That was great. All right, we have a guest over here. Cindy, you want to introduce your guest? Hannah?
Well, being a very large coffee connoisseur, I met Hannah Rich when she had her cozy cabin coffee, and she saw that I was on the Rotary, and so she reached out to me another day to ask me to see if she could come and see what the Rotary was all about. So Hannah Rich is my guest.
And we always give a guest an application. So if you get 2 meetings, you bring that to the second one, and then we consider the application for membership, and it's pretty simple. Not real complicated. All right. Any other guests? I don't think there was any. All right, we got Rotary for reading, and Brock's got to cover that.
All right, thanks, Jim. So there's 2 things on your table. One is a fact sheet about the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. If you're not familiar with it, it's a program where kids who are under 5 get a free book in the mail every month. We have been participating in the Dolly Parton Imagination Library for almost 6 years now, and we are primarily it's all funded through private gifts and donations, and the Dolly Parton Imagination Library actually sends the books out every single month. The books are super nice. Luke got them when he was little. They look just like this, and they're yours to keep, okay? So the district governor, what's really neat about this is this year the district governor has chosen Dolly Parton Imagination Library as one of their main causes. And so, actually, look, this one is kind of the fact sheet for how it works. So they set a goal of $250,000 for our Rotary district, So if you're interested in donating, there's ways to do it. You can talk to me about it. Scan a QR code, you can mail a check. The club itself can consider a gift. And I wanted to talk a little bit about like why this matters. So, you know, there was a study done in 2015 that surveyed like 58,000 people across 31 countries and tracked them for years, and found that basically the number one contributing factor for whether or not someone would advance in social class, so go from like a lower class income to a middle class income with an occupation that would pay a middle class job, and this is across 31 countries, the single greatest factor was how many books were in their home growing up. And so, and that's over their parents' education, over their parents' occupation. The single factor they found across all 31 countries was the amount of books that were available to them in their home. And so that's why this is important. These books they stay with them, they stay in their home. They can be read by brothers and sisters. Family can get more than one if they have multiple kids. But this really does matter. And also, one of the things really encourages folks to stay with education, because we also know there's a direct link between education and your occupation, right? So having books in the home is the number one contributing factor for increase in social class. Thank you.
Okay,
Ron,
thank you.
Yeah.
how do they determine to whom the books are sent?
You just anybody in Stark County that's under 5.
Any living child under 5 automatically gets the book.
I have to sign up.
No, the parents have to sign up.
Yeah, they have to sign up for
They
it.
have to sign up.
You're right. And I should have brought, I just now thought of that, but I mean, it's something like 70% of Louisville kids under, and I hate to say it, but it's a huge number already signed up for this. So most kids in our community are getting these books now. And your gift stays with Louisville. They stay in this Rotary district, okay? Not necessarily Louisville, but it's the district as a whole, okay?
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, there also is a thing on here where it says this is the first time that you will be able to direct your donation back to your own community. So typically with these initiatives, you can't do that, but this is the first time you can.
Okay, thank you, Brock. Just a couple quick notes. We're looking for someone to take over the flag assembler coordination program. So if you have questions, if you're interested, see Glenn, because he's the one that does it now. And he's looking for somebody that can fill in and slide into his slot. So
Gosh, if Bruce not here today, we could nominate him.
no, it's not that hard of a job now. Glenn works really hard at it. I don't want to discount, but it is an important job. Our flag program, as everyone here knows, is the money tree. Okay, so when we need money, it comes from the flag program. If we want to donate, it comes from the flag program. Yeah, Glenn?
Yeah, a little bit. It's basically making sure that when we put out our flags 6 times a year, we've got enough flags to do it. Includes buying the flags, assembling them, checking to see which ones are torn, throwing them away, making new ones, getting the poles, doing the pipes in the ground, and the caps, the band, everything. Jim will tell you how many flags there are every year. He said, I need 1,400 flags by Memorial Day. So that's what the job is. It varies from year to year depending on how bad the weather is, but usually we have to go through about 300 to 400 flags a year. I'd say I probably put in 60 hours a year.
Yeah.
2 hours a week.
Yeah. And he has the volunteers that help him too.
Glenn does a good job, why we look at the name change.
All right, we got to keep moving. We got to keep moving.
Instead of asking, go ahead and call Glenn. Is anybody interested in taking that job? It's probably only 20 hours a year. He says 60, all right? Because the manufacturing is simple. That's one night, all right. Anybody here want to take that job? It's only a third of what he's been doing. Okay.
Well, they could talk to him off the site.
Thank you.
All right. Also, I had a meet with Greg Anderson this week, and he is willing to let someone take over the trail cleanup, which is very easy to do. It's just coordinating, meet at this place at a certain time and say, you guys go here, you guys go here, you guys go there. And he can help with that. If someone says take over that, then we do, we just walk the trails and clean up litter and supply the bags to do that. So he's looking for somebody that's new in Rotary that would wants to get involved and do something. And if he's willing to give that up, if someone steps forward and wants to do that. Otherwise, he'll just keep doing it. He doesn't have a problem doing it. It's not that he wants to get rid of it. He just wants to allow more the newer members to have something to do that feels like they're contributing, which I think is very important. And he also brought up Pancake Day Coordinator too. So someone would want to take that, and that's pretty easy too. It's just getting the product donated, and then he can show you how to set it up, as far as get the volunteers in and who's going to do what. So just assign duties. Not a big thing, but if a newer member wants to take that over, he'd be willing to give it up. But otherwise, like he said, he'll keep doing it. I just wanted to make a note that the Bell stores, Randy has been working on them very diligently. 4 calls. The 4th time was a charm. They got $10,000 for the amphitheater. So, and if you guys get on the Rotary Facebook page, there's a really nice article on Al Gress on the Facebook page. If you haven't seen it, get on there. Thank you, Jared, for doing that. It's great. And I think if we can get enough good information on Greg Parrish, we ought to do one for him too, because I think he contributed. Yeah. So if you got a good story about Greg, look out. Joni probably has 1 million of them. Yeah, get in touch with Jared. Thank you. Okay, we have a speaker today. Brock, you want to introduce your guest speaker?
Sure. So our speaker today is Cliff Varian from Kid Watch. Cliff's been a good friend of mine for my entire time here. We enjoy our relationship working with Kid Watch. He does about 100 other things, from township trustee to maybe you guys have heard of Varian Orchards, I'm not sure. But he's honestly an awesome guy, and I'm excited for him to talk today about Kid Watch.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is a great group of folks. I know a lot of folks in the room, so I apologize if some of the things I'm going to say today you've heard before. But I want to start with saying that I was raised in the East Canton community. That's still where I reside. My 4 children go to East Canton schools. And taking this job at Kid Watch, originally I told them no. I had other things going on, and they asked again, and it's really been one of the most fulfilling jobs I've had. I love it, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. But more than that, I've really enjoyed getting to know the families of Louisville. It's a great community. I'm glad to be. It's just a short drive from East Canton to Louisville. The commute is not long, but I've really enjoyed getting to know the families. I say all the time, we have the best. We have the best families. We have a great group of families in our program and in the church as well. But it's really been fun to get to know the folks of Louisville and to get connected and tied in and be able to socialize. And the group, you guys are an active Rotary, an impressively active Rotary. My dad grew up in the little Rotary Club in our town, so I was used to going to events, and you guys do a lot for the community. So thank you for all that you do for this community and beyond. So today I'm here to talk about Kid Watch, and the story is long, and I'll sum it up so we're not here all day. But actually Mark's family has ties to the beginning of Kid Watch. I'm new here. I'm only 6 years in, but from the knowledge that I've gleaned, I believe it was started in 1971. Would you say that's probably close, Play and Learn? Would that be about right? All right. So 1971, Play and Learn began. And then in 1985, Kid Watch was added. There were some changes. Mark's wife was very involved. A lady by the name of Pat Smith was very involved for a lot of years. A lady by the name of Janet Hopkins was involved for a lot of years. So it's been around a long time. It is a ministry of Paradise Church. And so we are a 501c3. We're not for profit. And our job is to provide service for the Louisville community and beyond. Most of our families are from Louisville. We have Marlington, East Canton, Canton South. I had a mom driving from Carrollton because she loved the program. So she'd drive from Carrollton, she'd bring her child, she'd go shopping, and she'd come back, get him, and go home. Not a lot of time to shop, but she squeezed it in. So we have families from all over. Most of the families that we see are from Louisville. And when I was brought on a few years ago, the Paradise Church kind of gave me a really cool opportunity. They said, you do what you want to do, but build the program and serve families. And so that's something that's very special about what we do. We are a ministry, and so we do have income coming in, but we're for the people of our community. So if a family comes to us and struggles, I had a mom come in this morning, and she's going to send her child to kindergarten next year, and the child is not close to being ready. I mean, we're not even close. I looked at that mom and I said, she'll do 2 years kindergarten. Like I taught kindergarten for 10 years before this job. She's not making it because she's very, very young. She makes the cutoff, but she needs another year. And so in tears, the mom said, I can't afford 2 children, and my child has to come. My other child has to come. And I said, well, why don't you just pay for one and make the other one free? And she said, well, how can you do that? I'm like, well, there's 400 plus families here. You know, we're here to provide service. The best thing for your child is to stay here with us another year, then go to kindergarten. And she's like, but I don't expect that. I'm like, you're not asking, I'm offering. And so obviously we can't do that to everyone. We won't be able to pay the bills, but we're able to do things like that. I had a grandma call in tears, said, I can't bring my grandchild because my plates are expired on my car. I can't make it, and the cop followed me home, and I was going to get pulled over, and she was all nervous. And I said, well, where do you live, and how much are the plates? I don't know, $125. And I was like, all right, I'll be there in an hour. Bring you $125. Like this is a ministry to help people. Now, obviously, we have to pay attention to the budget and follow all that money and track it all. That's my fun job. But we have a really, really cool opportunity here in Louisville to provide service to families. So how we do that, we service currently, when I left today, we have 444 students that we service. That's our number as of today. That's everything from a 6-week-old baby to a 5th grade student and kind of everything in between. So we have a couple programs. We run an infant and toddler program, and that is run out of the old St. Louis preschool. I don't know if you're familiar. There's a brick ranch-looking building behind the parish there in the St. Isidore. I think that's correct now, St. Isidore Parish. But we rent the building, and we have an infant care and a toddler room. So we take 6 weeks old to 2.5 in that facility. There's about 7 staff there and 48 students in that program. And so that's a 5-day-a-week program. You can bring your 6-week-old, which is young. That's young to drop off your child to, not strangers. I hope my staff aren't strangers to the families, but that's young to drop your child off. And I'll tell you, the need for that, I can't even explain. If that building was twice as big, it would be full. I could probably fill an entire infant program right now. There are 35 people right now on a waiting list. So if you want to start, anybody want to start a side hustle, open an infant care. At that, you'll fill the seats. St. Louis, St. Isidore Parish there worked with us. We renovated the building a little bit, all new cribs, all new flooring, and created that last year, and it's been successful. We have a director there and a staff that's doing a really great job providing service. And then at the Paradise Church main building, we have 2.5 years old to 5 years old before kindergarten, and there are 6 classrooms we run every day, 2 teachers in every class. We have kids that'll come as early as 6:30 in the morning when we open to as late as 5:30 when we close. Most of the kids don't stay all day. Some may have to, depending on the schedule. But we charge per hour, which is really unique. It's weird. I don't know why we do it, but the ladies asked for it when I landed, and I didn't want to make anybody mad. So I said, okay. So we charge by the hour. So we charge $7 an hour, and it's all based on when the children are there. So if the child's there for 10 hours a week, it's $70. If the next week they're there for no hours, they don't have a bill. So it's very unique in childcare. So that facility has a preschool program that runs 9 to noon, and then we have an all-day service program that runs 6:30 to 5:30. And we continue to kind of grow and expand. We took over Here recently, we took over the East Canton preschool. So it's not a lot of people know this, and if you're an educator, you might know this, but most public schools, one of their biggest money drains on their budget is preschool. Preschool is not part of the count. So when a treasurer of a school says, I'm waiting for count day, that's when they count all the heads in your school. So you don't want a bunch of sickness on your count day because the state's counting how many kids are in the school and they're going to fund that. All right, you want as many kids there as you can down count day. Preschools are not funded through the state or the federal government at all through that. So when Louisville runs their North Nimishillen preschool, for instance, they're covering all the costs of all those teachers, all those bus drivers, everything to run that entire preschool program, and they're collecting roughly $160 a month per kid. It is an absolute money drain, completely 100% money drain. So preschools and public schools struggle because they don't even get close to breaking even. And so the reason I tell you all this is East Canton, Louisville's got a lot bigger program and they're established. But East Canton said to us, they said, we can no longer run our preschool. It's too cost effective to pay 2 teachers with full benefits and the whole 9, whatever their package is, $100,000+ a year per. We don't make enough money. And so they said, we're going to ask KidWatch to come and run our program. So this was a brand new thing. It's the first of its kind. So when Job and Family Services came to inspect us, they said, you're weird, I don't know what to do with you. But we're a non-profit, faith-based program. We have to be careful in church and state, but running in the walls of a public school. So KidWatch in East Canton is owned and operated by Paradise Church and KidWatch, a 501c3, but we're in the walls of the school. And what the school said was, as long as you don't push Jesus down their throat, gotta be careful there. As long as you don't do that, we're gonna give you free room and board. The trade-off is you bring your staff, you bring your curriculum, we'll provide the space and all the costs. Just provide great education, keep the cost the same for our families, and then we'll let you collect all the tuition. It's just about a break-even adventure. We don't make a lot of money, but we added another 45 families to our KidWatch family. And now we're providing that to those folks there at East Canton. So that's a morning and an afternoon program that runs there. So there's 2 staff at East Canton that are there all day running that program. And so saying all that, we've got 3 licensures that are active. And we also have a little bus that runs around. You may see it. It's the KidWatch little limo. We sang the beautiful song on the wheels of the bus. Vicki Parthell is a retired bus driver for Louisville, and we brought her on this year, and she has saved my life. I spent a lot of time in that bus, so she has been amazing. So I've been able to get a lot more done. My receipts are in now way before they usually are at the end of the year. I'm doing way better. So Vicki does a great job with our students. But that bus, this is interesting as well. So there's in the community of Louisville, there are many, many in-home childcare facilities. There's lots of them. I think probably more than you'd expect. So an in-home is the lady that stays in her house and brings kids into her house that are not hers and cares for them, whatever period of day that is. Currently, we go to 6 in-homes, all in Louisville. So these are families that say, I want Miss Debbie to love my child, but I need the structure of the classroom at KidWatch. So they'll come to us, they'll have preschool, we'll pack them up, book bag them, put them on that van, we'll take them to Miss Debbie's house and drop them off because Miss Debbie is most of the likely going to be cheaper than we are. And so we have all these partnerships. That's very new for us. We've not had that before. And I feel like every year something new happens. Everyone's back to work. When we talked about COVID many years ago, no one worked. Everyone's back. If you're back, you're back. Our number is massive. People come. We're still enrolling daily. We're continuing to grow. And so things kind of change and ebb and flow. The other thing that we do, and I don't want to take too much time, because I know you're all busy folks. You're all busy doing things. The other thing that we do, and I think we do very well, and Brock talked about this, and I think this is really important, we do early intervention very well. We have students that come to us that, and I'm going to blame COVID again, we have students that come to us that this may be their first experience with other people, other than mom, dad, grandma, grandpa. Maybe not grandma, grandpa. No church Sunday school, no community in the park. I mean, I've got kids, the mom and dad say, they're feral, good luck. They've never been around anybody else. And so we're seeing a lot more of that. So it does challenge our staff. Currently, we have 30 staff that run the program. Everything from everything from a young adult in college. We've got a couple college students, Mount Union, Malone, Akron, all the way up to Melissa Libator and Tammy Coffey are our longest tenure employees. Melissa started in 1995, and she wanted me to tell you that when she started, her wage was $2.85. So she's been with us that long. She makes more than that now. We make sure that. And then Mike, her husband, Mike Libator, was in the first preschool class in 1971 at KidWatch, 55 years ago, something like that. So pretty neat. So one of the things we do very well, and it's a huge thank you to Louisville Public Schools. They are one of the reasons we are as large as we are. They're one of the reasons that we can provide great service. Louisville Public, they're great to us. Justin Herron, their special ed director, I talk to on a regular basis. All the principals I talk to on a regular basis. I called Anna Miner today for something. When they fill, Louisville's response is go to KidWatch, it's huge. It's huge for us. Go to KidWatch. They're going to provide great service. So we've aligned our curriculum, foundations, benchmark, everything Louisville teaches. Our staff is trained, the curriculum is purchased, and we teach as well. So some would say, wow, KidWatch is a great place. My kids are prepared for kindergarten. And then they might say, why? Cliff, why are my kids performing at a higher level than maybe a student off the street? It's a great question. So for instance, a curriculum called Foundations is a curriculum we're teaching right now. So there are letter ID cards. And on the letter ID card, it's going to have an A, it's going to have an apple, and then on the bottom, there's going to be a little symbol, and that's the sound. So the kids say A, apple, ah, B, bat, ba, so on and so forth. You get the idea, okay? So as we envelop this curriculum, we teach our staff to teach it. We get all the tools they need. All the while, we're just a church preschool, but we're definitely an education facility. We are kind of teaching to the test, so to speak. So we're teaching all of that in preschool. And we have about 100 kids a year, this year will be more, that leave us and go walk right into Louisville Public to their kindergarten program. They're having great success because we're teaching what their teachers are teaching. We're prepping what they're going to see in kindergarten. And that's been one of the reasons for our success on getting kids ready to go. There's a lot of things. I mean, a public education teacher may say, I don't want you to teach them their alphabet. I don't want you to teach them their ABCs. I want you to teach them how to stand in a line. I want you to teach them how to sit on the carpet and wait for their turn. And we laugh about that a lot because none of us want to share. Adults, we don't want to share. That's a foreign concept. We're telling these little ones, please share. Really? We all want our own stuff, don't we? And so we always talk about the concepts we're teaching our little ones. Is we kind of laugh because here we are trying to create these little humans as they come to us. So wrapping up, again, I don't want to take too much time. Wrapping up, KidWatch has been a great 6 years for me. I really enjoy the job that I do there. Paradise Church has been amazing. One of the things that I wanted to touch on that I think is important, and this is probably a lot of churches with church preschools, it is very difficult to get family members to come to church. And we try, and we invite, and we send home flyers. And there's a lot of churches out there a lot like us. And so some would say in the Paradise Church community, well, if you have 440 kids, well, just get 100 of them to come, and our church would be full, right? Well, yes, it would. And so that's something that we are always challenged by and always trying to give families opportunities with the invitations to whatever, trunk or treat or a special at church. So we're always trying to encourage our families to come and enjoy or get tied in someplace. But it is a challenge in the world that we're in. Now, some families are connected to church, and that's fine. And some aren't, and that's fine too. But we're always inviting, and I think that's an important thing. So wrapping up, our future for KidWatch looks like this. We're going to continue to provide great service. Again, I thank you, all of you, for all you do for the community. I truly feel like every time I'm turning around, the Louisville Rotary Club is giving to something, which is awesome. So thank you for doing that. We're going to continue to provide great service here in our community. Try to change and adjust per the needs of the students. We didn't have a bus until Lilith Moore needed a ride. So we bought this bus and fixed it up and gave one kid a ride. There are 38 kids that ride daily now. So, it grows and ebb and flows, which is kind of a fun business to be in. Every day is different. I was just texted while we're here that I need to come to the nap room as soon as I come back. So something's going on in the nap room. So we'll see when I get there what I'll get myself into. And another note, we have about 40 kids that nap, and I have 4 kids of my own. My wife's an amazing human that cared for my children as I worked and did other things. I've put a child to sleep, of course, but our young staff, I've got 2 girls that are both 20, one's 21, one's 20. They can put 40 kids to sleep. I have no idea how they do it. Maybe they're slipping them Benadryl. I don't know. I hope not, but I'll peek in there and all 40 cots, they're asleep. Like, how do you do this? How do you do this? So great staff over there. If there's anything that we can do to help, please let us know. If there's anything you see in the community, I'm excited about what Brock brought today. That's something that we can get out to some of our families. Absolutely, that's a great opportunity. So if there's anything that we can do to help in the community or help change our program to better what we do here, Louisville's a great place. I love working here. I love the families that we interact with. So I hope, yes.
Meanwhile, you have an apple orchard.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have an apple orchard. So a quick little bit about me. I am surrounded by great people. You don't pick your parents. You don't pick your parents. You get who you get. I won the lottery with my parents, truly. My mom and dad are amazing. They're my best friends. I talk to both of them every single day. So my dad's retired. He's home working on our orchard. We bought the orchard in 1914. That's when the Varians bought the orchard. So I'm 5th generation. I hope my kids want to participate. They'd be 6th generations. We have apples, peaches, cider press, a wedding venue, and it is a really great place to raise kids. It really is. So I'm very thankful for that. And I'm thankful for my grandpa and grandma who were very involved with the community. Like I said, Rotary and Lions Club and you name it, they were there. Very involved and thought it was very important to be part of the community and give back. My grandpa's name is on the Smith Gym, which they left standing in East Canton when they tore everything else down. He was the president when they built that many, many years ago. Tonight, they're actually having a memorial 50th anniversary of the Wizards basketball team, and they're having their basketball game in the old crusty gym. So they're having the game in the old Smith Gym. But yeah, being raised in the family there it's been such a blessing. My wife and 4 kids and I all live on the apple orchard there in East Canton, and mom and dad as well, aunt and uncle. And so with that community involvement, a couple years ago I ran for trustee of Osborne Township, and they voted me in. Gave me a shot. So I'm over the fire department there, and so pay attention closely to our Osborne Fire Department. And I'll also say this, it's so impressive to see, and if any of you are involved in fire and police, it's really been cool to watch how fire departments, how they handle mutual aid. I just sat down with Brock and I said, hey, Minerva had two fires towed at the same time in their little community. And if you read their report, it's Marlboro, it's Louisville, it's Nimishillen, it's Austinburg. Everyone comes together, and then there's McDonald's is being thanked because they brought coffee, and here's this tragedy, and we really need to. I think sometimes we need to look at how the fire department works. There's no question. The bell rings, they go help. The bell rings, they go help, and it's fascinating, and I love to watch it. And in a little community like us, when our bell rings and something's burning or a car accident or whatever in our town, someone's there, and we need to be that for them. So it's been really neat to see. So I'm thankful to have the trustee position. As long as I'm elected next time, I'll be there again. We'll see. But that's been a great thing. So, and on the other thing that I do, and I really love doing, I've had an opportunity to do this a little bit at Paradise. As I lead worship at our church, I play guitar and sing. Just about 20 years ago, someone said, "Will you give us 6 months while we find a worship leader?" You know how that goes. I've been there. Yeah, I've been there 20 years now, leading worship. So I play guitar and I sing. And I lead the service on Sunday mornings. I told my wife, I said, I'm done. I'm old. We need a hipster, a millennial. That's not me. And then right then my son was like, I want to play guitar. I'm like, oh no, now I got to stay. So now he's playing guitar with his old man. So hopefully he can help out soon. So I'm going to wrap up. Is there any questions about Kid Watch?
Are you also a realtor?
Yeah, I'm a realtor. If you want to buy or sell a house, I'd love to help you out. So, my wife and I bought single family homes years ago. Bought a group of them, and I thought it made more sense to have the license than not. So yeah.
Isn't there a ratio for like the infants and stuff like that? You're limited by what you can do, how many kids you can serve by the number of employees you have, or something like that.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. We're always counting heads. And so maybe that's why they need me in NAP. But we're always counting heads. So in the baby world, we can have 1 adult to 5 babies up to a year. And then if there's 2 adults, then the ratio changes. So we're always counting heads. It's a great question. We're always counting heads, and it changes as the kids get older. So I can have 1 adult to 18 kids if they're all school age. And then as the kids get younger, my ratio changes, which is very different than public school. If you walk into Louisville right now, there might be 30 second graders in one room right now with 1 adult. I would be shut down if there were 30 of anybody in one room with 1 adult. I'd have to have 2 or 3. So that's one of the reasons our staff is so big, because at any given time, I might have 3 adults in one room. So that's a great question. Thank you for that.
Did you got a minute or two?
Yeah.
Did you say that North NIM was turning people, after they get full, I think you said?
Great question.
They turn away, I didn't know the schools could turn anybody.
Yeah, so the way their program is set up, they have students with IEP services. So anytime you see a Louisville van driving around, that's going to have a child from a preschool program with a service, speech, PT, OT, and IEP written. The typical students cannot ride on those vans. That's just for IEP services. And so in their program, they're going to have what we call a group of typical students and a group of students with IEPs, that just for sake of terminology. And then once those spots fill up, then they're full, and they will then overflow. And a lot of times we're the overflow. So yeah, their program will fill. So they have 4 classrooms. They run an AM and a PM. So that would be 8 groups of kids, and they can have 16 kids per room. That's it. And they're done. So I think they have 1 or 2 gen ed positions open. I think they might have 1 or 2 gen ed positions or spots in the afternoon, but I think their AM is completely full. So so we work really closely with them. So for instance, at 11 o'clock today, we put about 8 kids on the van that were all with us in the morning. They're going to go to North NIMS afternoon. They're going to have their preschool. We're going to pick them back up. We're going to bring them back to us. So that parent can drop the child off with us, still get North NIMS education, and pick them up with us, which is kind of a neat thing. But it's a lot of running around for a 4-year-old. They'll fall asleep on the bus and all that. You have to be careful with that because they're little. So, yes.
Thank you from 4 happy Metzger kids.
Thank you. Thank you. We love your children. They're great children. We have the Metzger kids. And I'll tell you a story on our little Addie. So we had just opened the infant care. I hope this is okay. We had just opened the infant care, and Addie was having some seizures, feverable seizures. So when her fever would spike, she'd have a seizure, and then it would drop back down. And so my staff is brand new. I've trained. We've sat through classes, CPR, first aid, all of the stuff that you do. And Addie had one at our program, and they're, panic. Obviously. We've got this child, and they handled it really well. And you were there right away. Mom was there right away. The Louisville City, 2 ambulances were there. The service was amazing, and everything was done correctly, which I was so thankful for my staff and for you guys being close. And it ended up being fine. She didn't go to the hospital. She didn't even ride in the ambulance. Mom was there ready to go. But it was, in my time, it was really, so far, knock on something, that it was my only emergency so far. And everyone handled it really, really well. And she's doing a lot better. And I think that's a little bit behind her now. But it was just proud. You plan. And then when it happens in real time, you just hope that you remember everything and everyone's given the right services. But they can keep having kids if they want to. We love them. Tell them, say 6 or 7, keep bringing. I think they're 4 now. They keep bringing them. No, we love having them. So thank you. Any other questions? Oh, Kid Watch. Thank you. I hope that was. Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Here's a little token of
Oh, thank
appreciation.
you very much. That's great.
All right. All right, we got to do Rotoball now. Get you out of here. We're going to have our guests draw.
The stakes are high. Mark Greco.
Thank you.
So, when you start,
Make sure you guys still kind of
You must not have any violence.
I think it is.
You might.
It's getting old, it's not.